Like how do those doors open? Like what did you do?
Proximity effect. It's just being here and
Showing up.
Yeah.
Just showing up.
Word of
Showing
mouth
up.
type thing. And
Songwriting is everything. How did you open doors and start writing songs with like Shane Stevens, who wrote Fancy Like and American Honey? Like how do those doors open? Like, what did you do?
proximity effect. It's just being here and
Showing up.
Yeah.
Just showing up.
Word of
Showing
mouth
up.
type thing. And we don't try to go to every networking event in town or try to just go out for the sake of it. Sometimes we do or whatever. But I mean, a lot of those authentic reactions are through a friend. You know what I mean? It's like meeting someone who you have a mutual friend with. It's really that natural and easy.
I mean,
Did
to
you
me.
sorry to cut you off,
No,
but did
you're
you
good.
feel there was any roadblock in going into those scenarios? Because I feel like you don't have a publishing deal right now.
Totally.
So I feel like the publishers for these other songwriters might feel like, well, why are you writing with them? Why aren't you writing with other songwriters that we have here in our house? You know what I mean? Did you
Yeah.
ever feel that kind of friction?
Two things for me. The first thing is I feel like it's just an authentic interaction where or authentic introduction where it's like their music is this and they're going somewhere. You might want to get on the train, which is obviously, a great thing to hear someone speak in that way about you. That's, just not much of an agenda, So our friend who would speak that of us, like there's not, much for them to gain other than just, hey,
They're just a friend. They're just being a friend and connecting us. So, I mean,
yeah.
I think a lot of those interactions have been just like organic and like he said, it's like we, it's whether it's we had one meeting with somebody, say whoever it is, who's a publisher, who's another writer, and then they're like, oh, I feel like you should connect with so-and-so. And that's how we met Shane. He was at one of our, I think it was our very first show at the basement, the original basement.
Yeah, he was.
And him and his partner, Eric, came and he heard us live and we hung out that week and he was like, I really want to, write with y'all. And then he invited us to LA and we went and spent a week with him writing. And then, I mean, all the other relationships have just come the same way. It's just like we met somewhere, someone connected us or introduced us. And
I think there is a
Yeah.
second incentive for songwriters to work with indie artists now, because what's happening now that I've seen as a songwriter and collaborators that, some indie artists are giving songwriters part of their masters, which is something you really want to guard in general. But I mean, if you get someone to produce your song who's a hotshot producer who you just really are inspired by, oftentimes you give them a couple points on the master or whatever. And I think with the recent fight with songwriters to like get a decent share, if I'm being honest, like a lot of artists have started to, just give a little bit more to songwriters themselves because they are our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Whether we write the lyrics with them or not, like it really is like lyric is king in that way,
And songwriting can be such an intimate process, right?
Yeah.
What would be a piece of advice you would give to maybe songwriters who haven't gone into that writing room and they haven't collaborated on that level? What's one piece of advice each of you would give somebody to walk into that writer's room and be
Yeah.
prepared to collaborate?
It's unfamiliar either way.
I think one of the biggest things is coming in prepared, whether that's like a song title or like spending 30 minutes thinking of like at least an idea. Because I think if you go in, I know for me, like if it's someone like Michael Farron who we write with a lot, we don't even have to walk in with a thought, although it still does help if we haven't, we oftentimes do.
Yeah.
But I think because we have that relationship, it kind of flows. But if it's someone brand new, and we really think a lot of them, it's like, we wrote a song with our buddy Corey Crowder, and when we go into that, we want to have an idea too, because it's like, these writes don't happen every week, and so I think it's like either a song title or having like 4 lines or having a melody to like just go in prepared with at least 1 or 2 ideas, because if you
think that's
come
all
in
you need.
prepared, I think it's like all you need to like
Yeah.
get the juices flowing.
I don't think you want to over prepare either. You don't want a complete song for them to like, mess with or whatever, and,
Right.
and try to correct. And that's
Yeah.
hard for a songwriter to be a
just
part
being
of.
open too, of like just walking in, being
Mm-hmm.
prepared with like a very little bit, and then just like being open to letting things like change
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the moment.
And let the muse take over,
Mm-hmm.
get into the flow.
The muse, find
Yeah.
the muse.
Oh yeah.
That's right.